So yesterday may have been the single biggest day in the history of the AI industry so far. On what is now a normal Wednesday, 5 massive things dropped in 24 hours, each of which could have been its own news cycle. I'm just gonna give you one stacked video with all of it, even if it breaks me, because you deserve it, okay? The long story short version of this in no particular order. So first, SpaceX filed to go public and revealed it spends more on AI than rockets, which is a little off-brand. And then Anthropic told investors it's about to post its first ever profit. They're growing faster than Zoom during the pandemic, faster than Google before its IPO, faster than Facebook before its IPO. Someone poured Rogaine on this company. And then we found out OpenAI is filing for its own IPO in the coming weeks. Of course, NVIDIA posted $58 billion in profit in a single quarter, and the stock kind of went down. Finally, the most dystopian, Meta fired 8,000 people while spending $135 billion on AI. This is AI summer. Put on your zinc sunscreen. It's gonna be a long one. So let me take these each one at a time because each one deserves its own video, but they all hit in the same 24 hours, so we're working with it. First, Anthropic's first profit. Yay! Huge day for the notoriously unprofitable industry. The Wall Street Journal reported that revenue is set to more than double to $10.9 billion next quarter. They're projecting their first operating profit ever, $559 million. Chump change for AI, but it's something they're breaking through. 6 months ago, the company told investors that it wouldn't be profitable until 2028. Now it's happening in June. Their compute costs dropped from 71 cents per dollar of revenue to 56 cents. Cost down, revenue up, profit. Freshman econ takeaway is coming in hot. Dario Amodei told reporters that they planned for 10x growth this year, which sounds impressive, but now they're on pace for 80x. Most of that meteoric growth is coming from Claude Code, the coding tool that lets people build software without knowing how to code. This is the true underdog story of the century. Nice guys finish first for once, at least for now. Anthropic is the company that the Pentagon kicked out. It's breaking the White House's AI threat complacency. Musk called it the enemies of civilization 3 months before he turned around and sold them Colossus One. Now they are the fastest growing company in the history of enterprise software. They are about to be profitable before OpenAI even files its IPO paperwork. Now, speaking of which, fresh off the trial win on Monday, OpenAI is reportedly preparing to file confidentially for an IPO in the coming weeks. It's that post-acquittal glow. Goldman and Morgan Stanley are on it, could go public as early as September. It's valued at $730 billion. Revenue last year was $13 billion, and they're planning to spend $115 billion over the next 4 years. I would also love to spend that much. Still not profitable, still burning cash, but that's okay. We accept them as they are. They are injecting billions in investments from private markets as rocket fuel right now, but the public markets are about to supercharge all that. The IPO is the next big, massive, never-ending fundraise. They have 900 million monthly users, which used to be something we'd say was really unique about OpenAI. But this week, Google announced that they also have that many users on Gemini, so their competitive edge isn't quite as deep as it used to be. Sweet SpaceX. Filed its S1 for the first time in 22 years. We are seeing their financials. The most intimate thing an Elon Musk company can do is show you its balance sheet. Huge day for the balance sheet geeks. Their revenue was $18.7 billion, loss is $4.9 billion. The number that was really interesting, though, is 60% of their capital spending went to AI, not rockets, about $20 billion. SpaceX spent more on AI than the space part. Their deal with Anthropic also shows up in the filing, $1.25 billion a month, and Anthropic's co-founder also just said that they're expanding to Colossus 2 and scaling up through June, so Musk is now like a landlord. Musk is also talking to multiple other companies about selling compute. The rocket company is a cloud company, slinging compute door to door. They're targeting a June 12th listing on the NASDAQ at up to $1.75 trillion. And now if that holds, Musk becomes the world's first trillionaire. We're so happy for him. Now then there's NVIDIA, $58.3 billion in quarterly profit. 3 years ago, their quarterly profit was $2 billion. That, my friends, is the effect of big AI. They're up 211% from a year ago, 92% of their $81.6 billion in revenue comes from selling AI chips to data centers. Jensen said the data center construction is the largest infrastructure expansion in human history. And he would say that. The stock went down 2% though, because Wall Street is honestly just bored, I guess, of Nvidia beating expectations at this point. They need to beat the expectations of the expectations. They need to beat the crap out of the unexpected expectations. I don't even know what they have to do. That's where we are. Finally, Meta, which is a name that always reminds us of the rebrand that once was. They fired 8,000 people on Wednesday morning. Emails went out at 4 a.m. local time. Employees were told to work from home, so it was like a snow day where you just lost access to your accounts. On internal forums, hundreds of employees reacted with salad emojis, their way of saying salute. At least one person who was hired within the past month was laid off, which I find to be always deeply inhumane and messed up and just bad business, bad planning. Why do large organizations operate like this? Who knows? That's why I talk to my phone from my bed instead. Flyers were posted all through Meta office walls protesting their new program to track employee data for AI training. Some workers scavenged the offices on Monday for free snacks and laptop chargers in case they didn't have jobs by the end of the week. Zuckerberg's memo said it. AI is the most consequential technology of our lifetimes, but success is not a given. So why not loot for snacks? So the company is spending $135 billion this year, record revenue, cutting 10% of its workforce. Spending more, hiring fewer people, building AI, firing humans. One day, 5 earth-shaking developments. And the energy right now is fast, furious. Unfortunately, Vin Diesel is nowhere to be seen. We're on a random Wednesday and we're just getting started.